built for its brand's first retail store that it's built. Bryant Park right across the street. We get a lot of visibility here. Good neighborhood to be in. Our store's a bit different in the way that we've conceptually put this together. If you look here on this wall, the VP of our brand, this is his family. As a matter of fact, this is Chris Colby. We went through the Colby's shoebox of photos. We pulled out photos that we thought were appropriate. Something different than advertising shots, things that you would typically see, big branded shirts, big branded logos. Not something you would ever see in the store. It's not what we do. We try to create an environment. We try to create an environment that our clothes live well in. This is basically a garden. This is the entranceway to this home, and that's what we built. We built a home. This is what we call our bedroom. Not a lot of people would probably put striped shirts with plaid pants, but it works. And it's what we're kind of about. So. My part's mostly been in kind of reviving the life of the Penguin, which has been around since 1955, from a branding and creative perspective. The existing product had basically gone away. Munsing Wear had gone in the direction of more furnishings for men, underwear, socks, t-shirts, which you could find, still can find to this day in just about any department store. Originally, Munsing Wear for Penguin, an original Penguin, was only knit shirts. So we brought it back, but we brought it back in a full line capacity, and now have launched women's, and are working on other licensing deals. The potentials are huge. We changed the brand a bit to really reach out to a different market today than maybe the market it was reaching in the past, by kind of taking it away from the golfer, bowler, sportswear knit shirt only, and putting a little bit of a modern, yet keeping a classic twist on it, and offering it to the market that we want. Not to date myself, but a 17 to a 30-year-old really target demographic, and okay, this is something I like. Here's a brand. It's cool. It's classic. We can help make it something bigger and better through supporting it. We like it, but now's the time for it to be ours. It used to be my dad's, it used to be my granddad's. Now it can be mine. So that's the direction we want it to go. From a branding perspective, we maintain a very organic approach. You'll see a lot of, say, television shows, or you'll see a lot of films, and you'll see a lot of product placement in it, and you'll see a lot of blatant product placement in it. And that's not what we're about. We're more of an organic discovery marketing. We take a more organic discovery marketing approach to this. We pick and choose where we want the product to go. We pick and choose who we want to be seen wearing it. We say no a lot. And it's a different approach than a lot of companies take. A lot of companies gravitate to as many hits as they can get in the media. The more the better, and the more the better is not the right approach. Concretely, if I pick someone who's an up-and-coming actor, and I have some type of faith in him, I mean, it's hard to describe. We're new, and we're resurrecting, and there are other people who are in the same position as us, but not maybe as a brand. An actor's a brand. He's a brand. She's a brand. So we gravitate to those people that are similar to us as an entity, and we try to partner, and we try to partner in an organic way. We try to make it real. So if I place product on a Jake Gyllenhaal or an Adrian Brody, it's not because I want to see them wearing it on a red carpet and I get that typical, here's this shot. I want it to become theirs. I want it to become what they want, because if I wear it and they wear it or you wear it and it's what you like, you begin to believe in us, and you start to look at us and say, hey, I really like what they're doing. A lot of apparel companies will, and not to say that we don't, but a lot of apparel companies will only listen to a market, and what we try to do is affect the market and define their buying power through what we're doing. Instead of saying, oh, you want a knit shirt in 12 colors, you get a knit shirt in 12 colors. And if we sell through 8 different colors, then we've done our job. And there is a value to do that, because at the end of the day, we have to do business for all of us to maintain the opportunities to be creative. If we don't do the business, we don't get to continue to be creative this way. So I think that's, is it innovative? I don't know. It's a little bit different, I think. I think we put a lot of personal touches on everything we do, and we take that risk.
After the store, I went to talk to the VP, Chris Colby. The whole reinventing the brand was his idea. We took the idea and went to Perry Ellis, which is weird because Perry Ellis isn't that cool. Oh no, Dr. Carl, I mean, it looks good on you.
Well, the story goes is, well, first of all, I grew up in Iowa, so my family used to wear Penguin all the time in the 60s and 70s. So I had a fond memory of my father and my grandfather wearing Penguin shirts. So when you fast forward to the late 90s, finding a good Penguin shirt in a vintage store was a good find. And I kind of felt when I was spending time working for Urban Outfitters that there was a real opportunity for that brand to be brought back in a way that you wouldn't have to just find it at a vintage store. And so I found out who had the rights to the Penguin, and I convinced them to make me a few shirts for my store. And about 6 months later, we were selling really well, this Penguin product that we just made for Urban Outfitters. And then they approached me about taking on the whole line and really bringing it back. When I met Oscar Feldenkrais in 2001, they had a very mature business with some mature brands, and they really had no access into the under 30 market, and really felt that it was where the future of the company lies. In the fashion business, it's a young business. It's young in attitude. It's about having fresh, new ideas. And what can happen is if you stop having those ideas and stop having those brands in your pipeline, eventually things start to dry up. You really have to find and build new businesses that can sort of be very relevant 5 to 10 years from now. So in sort of identifying that need for the company, when we met, that being more my expertise, we kind of put it all together and realized that Penguin could be one of those types of brands that sort of delivers that market to the company that they didn't already have. The risks getting into this business or this particular project, I think when you go into new businesses, and the best thing about being young is that you generally don't know the odds that you're up against. And I think it takes a certain degree of courage and sometimes stupidity to jump into things. And in this case, it's a survival thing. You go into a new business, and it's a high risk, high reward situation, and it's not for everybody. But for me, I believe very strongly in what we were sort of looking at as an opportunity, and really went for it. The risk for Perry Ellis was equally significant because they effectively finance everything. It's a unique situation that you have a company of that size with some people with some real vision that could sort of know that something like that would be worth it when a number of people within that company may not agree, and it takes a couple years to see results. That requires a certain perseverance and confidence. So for them, it was risky in the sense that they're going into a business they've never done before, never had any success at, and when you do that, the odds are generally against you. And what we've been able to do is, I think we've been able to bring a lot of new influence and sort of fresh ideas to a company that was sort of searching for that to affect its other businesses. And what happens is you can start to be a catalyst for a much larger business. And I think we've had that effect initially on Perry Ellis, as well as a few other brands that have come in.